Ethan had faced numerous trials that shaped his character and strengthened his resolve, from the bravery of the sparrow, the determination of the knight, the curiosity of the apprentice, the thrift of the ant, and the resilience of the lonely tree. Ethan had built a foundation of inner strength. Yet, despite all he had learned, fear still lingered in the corners of his mind. It was not the fear of physical danger or financial hardship, but a deeper, more pervasive fear of failure. As a significant school competition approached, this fear began to consume him, threatening to undo all the progress he had made. The school competition was a major event, one that could define Ethan's academic standing for years to come. The pressure to perform well was immense, and the fear of failing, of not measuring up to expectations, was overwhelming. Ethan found himself unable to focus, his mind clouded with doubts. He feared that all his previous successes would be overshadowed by a single failure, that he would let down those who had begun to look up to him. The thought of losing not just the competition, but his hard-won confidence left him paralyzed with anxiety. In his moment of doubt, Ethan returned to the key to change and discovered the story of the fearless climber. The parable told of a young climber who had always dreamed of reaching the summit of a towering mountain, one that had defeated many before him. The mountain was known for its treacherous paths, steep cliffs, and unpredictable weather. The climber knew the risks, but was determined to succeed where others had failed. Mrs. Thompson, now a constant presence, whispered before the event, "The climber fell but climbed again. So can you." As the climber began his ascent, he encountered numerous obstacles, loose rocks, sheer drops, and fierce winds that threatened to throw him off course. With each step, the fear of falling and failing grew stronger. However, the climber reminded himself that failure was not the end, but a stepping stone to success. He had fallen many times in the past while training, but had always gotten back up and tried again. With this mindset, he continued his climb, refusing to let the fear of failure stop him. Even when he slipped and fell, he saw it as part of the journey, not a reason to quit. Finally, after many trials, the climber reached the summit. The view was breathtaking, but it was not the victory that mattered most. It was the lessons learned along the way, the importance of perseverance, the acceptance of failure as a teacher, and the courage to keep climbing despite the fear. The climber realized that the true summit was not the peak of the mountain, but the strength he had gained from the journey. The story of the fearless climber resonated deeply with Ethan. He realized that his fear of failure was natural, but it did not have to define him. Failure was not the end of his journey. It was a part of it. With this new perspective, Ethan decided to face the competition head-on, not with the expectation of winning, but with the goal of learning and growing from the experience. He focused on the effort he put in, the strategies he developed, and the knowledge he gained, rather than the outcome. When the day of the competition arrived, Ethan's anxiety had not disappeared, but it no longer controlled him. He performed to the best of his abilities, and though he did not win first place, his efforts were commendable. More importantly, Ethan discovered that he could face his fears and emerge stronger. The experience taught him that failure is not something to be feared, but embraced as a stepping stone to future success. Ethan's journey continued with a fearless heart. The lessons of the fearless climber had given him the courage to face his fears and the resilience to overcome them. This newfound bravery extended beyond the competition and into other areas of his life. Whether in academics, personal challenges, or future endeavors, Ethan learned to view each obstacle not as a threat, but as an opportunity to grow. The fear of failure that once paralyzed him was now a powerful motivator, driving him to reach new heights. As he continued to navigate the challenges of his dystopian world, Ethan knew that with courage and perseverance, he could overcome anything.